When you visit a Disney park, you really want to go in with a good game plan if you want to make the absolute most of your day. This is one of my favorite ways to experience Walt Disney World's Hollywood Studios Park, so we get to do everything that we love to do there. Hey there, Seekers! This is Tisha here with Seeking the Magic. Let's talk about how we can get the most bang for our buck when you go to Disney's Hollywood Studios. I have some tips and tricks that I think could help you as you plan your trip. These have helped me in planning a lot of my trips and my day at this particular park. I would love to hear from you. While I know I have some great tips and tricks, I don't know everything. So comment below and let me know what you guys do to make the most of your day at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The first thing I'd say is get Genie Plus. I would always recommend doing this. I think it'll make your trip more enjoyable. And at this point, if you're going and spending all the money to be there, you might as well be able to do the most that you can while you're at each park. I know it seems expensive, but it really will allow you to do so much more while you're there at every park, especially if you're just going to one park each day. This can save you so much money and maybe a lot of heartache for not being able to do the things that you were hoping to do, but you didn't get a chance to do because the lines were too long or you had to decide between this, that, or the other. Another thing that would be good is to make a plan. Now, all plans have to be flexible. Totally understand that, especially to make your trip the most successful trip that it can be. But I think thinking about what are things that you want to do, and maybe if you're going with a larger party, to have everybody give you their top 2 things that they are like, we have to do these things. And once you kind of have a little bit of a game plan, you'll kind of know how to map out your day and figure out where to go, how to get there, to be as efficient as possible when you're in the park. Set your alarm early for the day that you're going to Hollywood Studios, like set it for 6:45 and get up in the morning, grab Genie Plus for everybody. You can actually do that the night before if you'd like. But when 6:55 rolls around, make sure you're on the My Disney Experience app, getting ready to book your Lightning Lane and Genie Plus. Now, here's what I would do if I were you. At exactly 6:59, I would make your first Genie Plus reservation for Slinky Dog, and I would get it as early in the day as you can, and then I would buy your individual Lightning Lane for Rise of the Resistance. This means by 7 o'clock in the morning, you already have reservations for 2 of the most popular rides at Disney's Hollywood Studios. This is a park I would for sure rope drop at. And if you are staying at a resort, that means you'll be able to get into the park at 8 a.m. I would suggest that you get to the park anywhere between 7:15 and 7:30. So plan accordingly, whether you're riding the bus or jumping on the Skyliner. I would do it so that you can get to the park as soon as possible, maybe around 7:15, 7:30. That way you can get to the very front of the line. I promise you there will be so many other people who have the same idea as you. So the sooner you get there, the sooner or the closer you will be to the front of the line. That means when the gates open at 8 a.m., you may be the first people through the front of the gates. Once you get in, I would head directly to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad, and you should be able to get on that ride in less than 15 minutes. And it is so fun. You do not want to skip this ride. Once you get off Mickey and Minnie's, you have 2 choices. You can either head down Sunset Boulevard to Tower of Terror and to Aerosmith, or you can head to Toy Story Land and try to get on Toy Story Mania or Alien Spin. Honestly, this is what I would do because I just love that area so much, and you should be able to get on Tower of Terror and Aerosmith later in the day. Toy Story Mania is a ride that everyone loves, so if the wait time isn't very long, I'd hop on that as soon as I could. At this point, you might find yourself getting a little hungry, and I wouldn't doubt it if you were. We always are. You have some choices for breakfast, but what we love is to head over to Star Wars and eat at Ronto Roasters and grab some yummy food there. They have coffee, they have some great breakfast food, and my family absolutely loves it. I always do the mobile order so I don't have to wait in the line. While you're eating, make sure you pull out your phone and check out your My Disney Experience app to see what the wait times are around the park and maybe plan your next little bit. Also, while you're there, make sure you enjoy it. Star Wars is so cool to look around, check out all the shops. There are often characters walking around in Star Wars land, and it's the same thing for Toy Story. Since they're right next to each other, make sure you don't miss the opportunity to stop, look around, hang out, and see what both of these lands have to offer. It's so fun just to be there and be a part of what's happening in the park. Disney makes it so easy to be able to plan out your day. I love that you can get on, check out different wait times. That way you can kind of plan out the next little bit, the next hour or two, so you know exactly what you're doing and you can get the most bang for your buck. And not only that, but you get to experience as much as possible. Make sure you're always checking that out so that you're not having to wait in lines longer than you have to, and you're not running back and forth across different parks to make sure that you get to do everything that you can. I actually really love scheduling out our day under the tip board, under the My Day tab. I love being able to look there and kind of know exactly what we're doing and where we're going. But also making sure that I'm staying flexible so that if something needs to change, it's no big deal. One thing my family loves doing at Hollywood Studios is closing down the park. We love closing down the park, and the way that we do that is by getting the latest possible reservation we can at Olga's Cantina. We go in, we hang out, we have a few drinks there, we have a snack. It's really so stinking fun. When you walk out of there at night and there's literally no one in the park and it's dark and Star Wars Land is lit up, there is literally nothing more magical than that. My family loves doing that. Next time you're there, make sure you give that a try. One thing we really try to do is the Frozen sing-along or a sit-down restaurant, especially when we're there when it's really hot. We like to do this in the afternoon, early afternoon, so that we can rest and recharge in the air conditioning before we hit the rest of the day head on. It's a really great place to recharge before the rest of the day. One thing we used to do every time we went is get the photo pass. We don't really do that anymore. We'd much rather save that money and do Genie Plus, but we don't do that anymore because generally Disney photographers will gladly take pictures with my iPhone. Everywhere we go, they are always around, and if I ask them to take with my phone, they always will. And the pictures turn out incredible. You don't get the ones when you're on the rides, but honestly, we look at those less than when we're posing with a character or in front of something we love. So when we go to the parks now, we just ask their photographers to take our pictures, and they are more than happy to do that. One thing I might spend a little time doing the night before is checking out all the times for the character meet and greets of the characters you want to see. Also, check out the different shows that they do. Some of the fun ones that we love doing are Frozen Sing-Along, Walt Disney Presents. We love walking through there and just checking out Walt Disney's life and kind of how Disney came to be. We do not miss the Indiana Jones show. We love it so much. Beauty and the Beast, that is so fun. The Muppets 3D, that's a cute show. They also have a theater there that shows Mickey and Minnie going on vacation. It's just like little cartoon shows that last about 15 minutes. That's really fun to see. Also, we can't forget Fantasmic. Fantasmic is one of the best shows that Disney has to offer. It happens at Hollywood Studios, and generally there are 2 shows every night. There's an earlier show and a later show. Now, whichever one you decide to go to, a lot of times people will line up hours in advance to get the best seat possible. But honestly, we hate wasting our time doing that, and we usually pop in about 15 minutes before it starts, and you can generally get a pretty good seat where you can see everything. It's actually pretty great, and you also get to leave sooner and you miss like the big crowds and having to wait for everyone to get out. It's just something that we've learned over the years. Again, don't forget to keep track of all of this under the tip board under the My Day tab in the My Disney Experience app. It really does help keep everything kind of organized so that you don't feel as scattered. Once you've explored the app a little bit and you get a little more comfortable with it, I would just make sure that you are constantly going on and checking your day. Obviously, your head up, you're looking around because you want to take in everything that you want to take in, but it would be such a bummer to miss something just because you weren't checking to make sure you could book something or have another experience that you can use for Genie Plus. So you book your first ride at 7 a.m. in the morning, And then once the park opens, whatever park you're going to, so if you're going to Magic Kingdom, which opens at 9 a.m., you can book your next Genie Plus ride at 11 a.m., even if you haven't ridden the ride that you booked at 7 a.m. So once you book a ride at 7 a.m., set an alarm for 11 a.m. so that you can keep booking rides every 2 hours after 11 a.m., whether you've ridden those rides or not. That's called ride stacking. It's so convenient and so amazing. It took us a little while to figure this part out, and so we love to share this tip with others. When I'm at Disney's Hollywood Studios, these are the rides that I do not miss. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Rise of the Resistance, Slinky Dog, Toy Story Mania, Tower of Terror. Those are probably my very tops there. I love all of those rides, and those are the rides I absolutely would not miss. If you're trying to figure out where to eat, either quick service or sit down, here are some of my very favorite places to eat. It's a lot, so you are going to have to just figure out what you and your family want to do. Roundup Rodeo Barbecue. This is a new restaurant in Toy Story Land. It was so fun and so cute. The Sci-Fi Dine-In restaurant. The food, I would not say is that great, if I'm being honest with you, but the atmosphere of it is really so fun. The Hollywood Brown Derby restaurant, delicious. Probably one of my favorite restaurants in all of the parks. 50s Primetime Cafe. This has good home-cooked Southern food with a really fun environment to be in. Hollywood Studios also has so many quick service places to choose from Woody's Lunchbox to Backlot Express with the Wookiee Cookie. Hey, you'll find options that will keep everyone in your party happy. I would love to end this video giving you a mock-up day of what Hollywood Studios is like, but every day is going to be different. It's going to depend on the crowds, the wait times, Genie Plus, lightning lanes, all the different things that can make every trip different. So while I can't give you an exact of what your day will look like, I hope you can take some of the tips and tricks that I've given you in this video to make your day at Hollywood Studios the best that it can be. Whether you're watching this video while you're there or in preparation for a trip yet to come, I just want to remind us, let's keep seeking the magic together.